Good morning. Welcome to day 123. It's a quarter till 7. I just left Moose Mountain Shelter. I didn't stay in the shelter, I tented, which is a good thing because I had about a half dozen mosquitoes on the netting outside the door of my tent. It was a cool night, good sleeping weather. In the low 50s, and as far as first impressions on New Hampshire accommodations, the shelter looked okay, nothing special, but it looked clean and in decent shape. The privy has a roof but no walls. And the bottom portion that you sit on is fashioned out of plywood, not even a toilet seat. I don't know why the privy that is maintained by the Dartmouth Outing Club, as in the Ivy League Dartmouth University, would think it would be okay to have a privy without any walls. Now the trail is long enough away from the shelter that you can't be seen from the shelter, but if somebody didn't know you were down there and they came down to use the privy, there you would be in all your glory. But I did use it, and it was early enough in the morning that nobody came down there. But anybody from Dartmouth Outing Club, you guys might want to consider modernizing that one a little bit. The only one that I know of, and I haven't seen them all because I haven't gone to all the shelters, but the only one I know of that's worse than that is the Overmountain Shelter, which has no roof, but has corrugated sheets of metal on 3 sides. So as you're sitting, people only really see you from the shoulders up. But even that is not acceptable based on some of the nice privies we've seen up here in the Northeast. Darlington Shelter comes to mind. I think that's the one they called the Taj Mahal, where a couple people could sleep on the floor in that thing if they needed to. Okay, so enough about privies. First full day in New Hampshire. Going to Hexacuba Shelter, which is another oddly named shelter, and I haven't seen a picture of it, but supposedly it's 6-sided, and that's why it's called the Hexacuba Shelter. A couple of concerns: there's no good tenting there, or very few tenting spots, and no water. That's another thing I forgot about the Moose Mountain Shelter. The water source was almost dry, it just had a couple of stagnant ponds. I humped 3.5 liters of water 2 miles up Moose Mountain, so I had plenty. I didn't pour any of it out either after carrying it up there. I drink a liter at night between cooking and drinking to rehydrate myself, and then I drink a liter in the morning before I get started, and that gives me 2 full liter bottles to start out with. Some of the people I was hiking with yesterday said, "You're carrying 4 liters up?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And I have told them the story about my dehydration issue in Virginia and how I don't want a repeat of that. So yes, I carry 4 liters of water up the mountain. And tell people my story. Some of them it kind of opens their eyes, they need to drink more water, and some of them still continue to not carry enough water or drink enough water. Alright, that's going to be it for this morning's segment. Until next segment, this is Reboot, heading north. Got a little view of Smarts Mountain. This is the view from Holtz Ledges. Yeah, seeing that doe with her fawn, that was really cool. And I came around the corner and it started them, and I'm really surprised that they didn't bolt. But I tried to stay as still as I could, and I was able to get my camera off my shoulder strap and get that video. And that was really cool. And then I was afraid of moving, afraid that the mom might bolt and separate herself from the doe, or excuse me, the fawn. And so I just tried to stay as still as I could until they both decided to meander off the side of the trail and up that mountain. Here comes a helicopter, and I believe I am higher than it is. has pontoons on the bottom. This is another view from another part of Holtz Ledges. So in an earlier video this morning I said I was looking at Smarts Mountain. Little did I know I was going to be climbing it. And it's a 4-mile climb almost completely up. And you see the fire tower over there. We're going to that fire tower on Smarts Mountain.
I mean, I'm used to using handholds on this stuff. I wonder if that might be... When we fall here, it's going to be a debacle.
I'm in the top of the fire tower on top of Smart Mountain, or Smarts Mountain. And you can see the lights off in the distance in that direction. It's where we'll be in a few days. And over here is where we came from this morning. And probably far beyond several days ago. Mountains in every direction. This is the Hexacuba shelter, and as advertised, it is 6-sided. Very unique design. A very spacious shelter. And everyone from my crew is tenting, but there are no more level spots, at least not level enough for my taste. So I'm going to stay in the shelter.